Welcome to our February highlights. Today we are missing my cohort, Anita. She's not here, so I'm going to try to give it a shot on my own. And we have a special guest today, Amy DeMichael, who is the Assistant Director of EHS COA. And she's going to talk about a new program that the Affordable Housing Trust and EHS are very excited about. So, want to get started, Amy?
Yes, sure. So we are very excited to offer it's a small grant program that will help homeowners that are in need of doing modifications or critical home repairs. It will provide some financial assistance to help with the costs that come with doing that work at the home that can be a barrier to actually taking the next steps and getting a contractor out there. The costs have been so high for a lot of work to get done at people's homes, so this will be a way to help alleviate some of that financial strain on getting some of these projects done at home.
And some of it definitely too is the idea critical repairs, obviously, but then also aging in place to help make that a reality too.
Correct. Good. Yeah. So it can be things such as, getting a ramp to allow a wheelchair into a home, to anything like getting gutters redone on your home. So anything that will help improve your ability to stay there and maintain the property and make sure it's a safe environment.
As I said, the Affordable Housing Trust is very excited about it, and so it's technically funded through Affordable Housing Trust, a grant that they received, and it's going to be managed by EHS. So do you want to talk a little bit about the whole process? If you're a person out there who has something that you think you could use this program for, what's the process?
So they will want to contact me directly. I will work with them through the process of applying and getting a conditional approval, which would be making sure that they meet the income guidelines. So in order for a household to qualify, they need to own and occupy the residence, and they cannot exceed the AMI, 80% AMI.
Okay.
I did write those figures down because I can't remember them off the top of my head. But for a single person household, they cannot exceed $91,200 a year for their annual income, gross.
Okay.
For a two-person household, it's $104,200.
Okay. So there's the income eligibility, and then the whole process. They need to work also with a contractor that's willing to work with the building department. Is
Correct. Yep. And they need to be agreeable to go along with the terms and conditions of the program. So we do ask that the applicants receive at minimum 2 estimates for the job that they're identifying on the application. And those will get submitted to the building inspector, and he will provide feedback and will relay that to the client, and then they can make their decision, and we would go from there with the Affordable Housing Trust and getting the approval to move forward with the next steps.
Okay. And then when obviously all the building inspector or the building department is involved in approving or saying that these 2 estimates seem reasonable and approved. And then, of course, all building permits and all of that. My understanding is the building permits are waived, the cost of those.
Yes,
that the contractor would have to get, so that helps too.
Right. So that's part of the process they have to agree to that. Yep.
Right. The whole thing is going to be a process,
yes.
But the first start is to call you and go from there.
Yep, one step at a time. We will walk through it together. The applicant will not be in it alone. I'll be working with them alongside them throughout the whole process, as well as the building inspector. And we'll make sure that all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
On the contracts. And as you said, this is going to financially help someone. Obviously, it's not paying for an entire project.
Correct.
It depends what their project is. The limit is $7,500 for
Yes.
a project.
Correct. So each household can receive eligible
to-
households can receive
Eligible household, right?
up to $7,500. So I believe the way we worded it was the first $7,500. So jobs that are going to exceed that cost, which is a possibility because of how high costs have been, there will need to be a plan on the applicant side to figure
Yeah.
out how they're going to cover the remainder of the balance, and that's something I will review with them as well and be very transparent with them about throughout the process.
Right. And then also, if they had small projects like installing grab bars in their shower or something, those smaller projects, it doesn't have to be a big project for $7,500 if they had smaller projects that they wanted done.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, that's all right. It sounds exciting. Well, it doesn't sound exciting. It is exciting.
It is
there we go.
exciting.
It is exciting that we were able to put this together, and it's rolling out February 1st, supposedly, or next week anyway, because February 1st is on the weekend.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be updated on our website for everybody to review, and we'll start accepting the applications. Yep.
Okay, and then calling you. So if you go to the EHS website, the flyer is there for applicants that might be interested in, or anybody might be interested in reading about it, and because people may know a neighbor that needs something done that doesn't
Correct.
know about it.
Yeah.
And then there's information there too for contractors, correct?
Yes.
There's a flyer there for the contractors to read to understand what we're sort of asking of them.
Yeah.
And then this grant, the grant was for $120,000 to be used over until, is it July of 2026? Or the end of June? I think it's a fiscal year.
I think it's June of 2026.
Or June, yeah, at the end of June of 2026. So it gives time to get it done, but I think it's going to be a very popular program. So if you think you have any project out there that needs to be, or that you want done, or that needs to be done, be sure to call Amy. She'll help. And she'll help you make it work. And it is a new program for the town, and we're very excited about being able to offer it. As I said, was a state grant to the Affordable Housing Trust and being managed by Littleton's Elder and Human Services.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else that you wanted to mention that we left out?
I don't believe that there was anything else. I think we covered it all.
I think we covered it all. And it is detailed, but if you talk with Amy, she'll get you through it.
Yes.
So, Amy, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this program. And you're welcome to come back to Highlights any month to talk about any program that you may have.
Okay, wonderful.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. EHS COA will be a very active place in February, and there are many events and programs coming up, and we're just going to talk about a couple of them. 2 special events celebrating Valentine's Day. One will be on Thursday, February 13th, and that has a renowned vocalist, Lisa Eves, who will present love songs, and that's at 2 o'clock in the multipurpose room, and refreshments will be served. On February 14th, Valentine's Day, join us for an ice cream sundae bar. Enjoy some ice cream sundae and watch Valentine's Day clips from movies and TVs. That sounds like fun. Also, this time of year, you're beginning to think about income taxes and other taxes due. So EHS, in connection with AARP certified volunteers, will provide you help in filing your taxes. Call the EHS starting February 3rd, next Monday, to make your appointment. And it's 978-540-2470. Another interesting program coming up is with the school department. Last month they presented a program on the Shaker Lane School, and this is sort of a follow-up to that. They will be having a tour of Shaker Lane School on Wednesday, February 5th at 2:30. And you will be able to see how the school is currently being used and the limitations and challenges that that building presents. In addition to those which are special events, there are many interesting, entertaining events coming up. There's a chocolate tasting. The A&W ukulele players are back. They were here last year, I believe it was last year, and they were very well received. There's also a tour and breakfast trip to Parker's Maple Sugar Barn, which will include breakfast and a tour of the Sugar Shack. That's another very popular trip. There's a couple of lunch and learn programs. One of them is on downsizing, which we could all probably learn from. There's several wellness sessions. One is on boosting brain health, which might be helpful to many of us. There's a new program at EHS, Ravenous Readers. It's a new book club that will be having its first official meeting on February 11th. And of course, all of that is in addition to our regular support groups, exercise programs, breakfasts, craft classes, and so much more. So check your broadcaster for all the information for all the programs that EHS and COA offers. Thank you for watching Highlights this month.